Okay, let's get going. Let's head on down.
Bring it anytime. Don't let them back. No harm in being prepared.
Pick up something we can use? Choose our path. Just go with your gut. It might be better to avoid fighting for now. Make sure you're good and set before we go.
Let's do bring it anytime.
I
You
just now
awake?
realized I hadn't actually turned my audio back on.
You? I remember you.
Whoopsies.
Where's the girl? Answer me! Where did you take her?
We're taking custody of the girl.
That human belongs to us. We will take her back.
Humans aren't property. They have the same right to live that any of us
Would
do.
you believe, as far as I remember, that is the only
Don't give me
actual
that
gun,
noble
like
act.
standard gun in this
They
whole
have no
game.
rights. And why shouldn't we feed on them?
And it's Yakumo
We're the
who
ones
has
keeping
it.
them safe
And I'm
after all.
upset that none of his skills just straight up have him whip
Why
it out.
were we kicked out of our graves?
Because the
Who did
way
we
this
die
dude
for?
reacts means
Again
that,
and again
yeah,
at
just
the
straight up
Queen's
guns
hand.
do work.
We writhe with this terrible thirst. We live in fear of joining the ranks of the lost. And for whose sake? It's all in the service of humans. If blood is the only price they have to pay, then they have a pretty good deal.
That doesn't mean you can just do whatever you want with them.
And what about the rights of
I think
revenants?
Yakumo's probably
Huh?
one of the...
It's not like we're
people who might
choosing
have
to
the
live
most
this
recent
way because it's such a
memories of
barrel
being
of
human.
laughs.
That should be enough to get you through a month or so.
Whoa, whoa. Hold on a minute.
Just make sure that you and I never cross paths again. This is your one and only warning.
No way. The Crimson Sword?
I guess we'll be rationing for a while.
Nah.
Oh well. What is lost can be found again, huh?
I swear I'll end it. The Revenant's suffering must end.
I can think of a way that the suffering can end, but you wouldn't like it. That's fun. I wonder if that's one of the ones that just gives me more hate,
go
or
in
if
after
that's
her.
one of the ones that actually can be traded later. Almost anytime you see one of these trees, it means a cutscene's coming. Woo. No, your suffering doesn't get to end, Cyclops. Yeah, I'm decently bored. Zero, would you like to hop in the call? Because I could use someone to talk to.
Okay. We can trace the flow of the blood beads from here. Just a sec. Give me a moment to finish this, then we can head out. Our destination is this way. This should get us
All
there.
right, meatball.
We
Time for a
set?
call.
All right then. I know you're there.
Enable desktop audio.
What are you?
Do I have desktop?
Stay back!
Do we ever have desktop?
I'm
No,
the
no,
one who
Discord
decides
separate.
how I
I
live.
didn't need to do that.
I won't listen to you anymore.
That's fine. Just put down the knife.
I'm sick and tired of it! Day after day, having my blood sucked by every passing revenant. I'm not an animal!
You know, if I didn't know better, Zero, I
You're
think
right.
that this is a character designed by you, just
We can help
look-wise.
you. I know someone who can take you to one of the government shelters for humans. If you ask, they'll take you
Beat
in.
up, long
Be
hair,
able
and
to
has a
live in
knife.
safety.
What?
You won't have to spend your days living in fear of revenants anymore.
In a few seconds,
Although
you
you
can
will
defend
be
yourself
asked to
against
donate blood.
such claims.
It's a trick. Do you really think I'm going to fall for that?
Everything you need to know is on that paper. You're the one who decides how you live.
But why?
I think the time for sacrifices is over.
Hey, Zero.
That's all. All right, we should hurry.
the delay is still about 30 seconds from when you press enter to when it shows up on the stream.
Huh. Interesting.
That way.
At least currently I don't have much control of that.
Sorry about her being.
No, that's just a platform issue. It's always been that way.
It seems harsh. She's got to do what she's got to do.
Yeah.
Big Scary competitor does it a little bit better, but not by much. It's still like a 14 to 16 second delay on the other site.
I think YouTube streams it might be a little faster depending on the net of the.
Up to 12 seconds.
Yeah, but I mean 30-second delay isn't too bad.
Grateful to the government for that. at
That's
least.
just the key reason why it takes so long for you to get a response from anyone is because we're waiting 30 seconds after you're done talking to hear it, and then you gotta wait 30 seconds for it to show up on your end.
I'm not too worried about it. Zero, this might be the game that I like. You know how you have that mental, you have that good mental map of most Resident Evils.
Yarp.
This is the closest game I have for that. And the irony being, that was for me after one playthrough.
This place has changed completely
And
too.
this is not a game of, like,
Okay, but
and this is a game that has
Yeah.
some kind of bullshit
Seems
maps.
like everything's changed.
It
since
is
the
more
Great
of it just
Collapse.
left a good enough impression
The
on
only
me.
thing that stayed the same is our appearance.
okay, but managed democracy calls for aid, and only you can answer it.
Is that your way of asking me to join you
Come
for
on.
some Helldivers?
We won't find the source by reminiscing.
Not really. I'm just fucking. I was playing it, and then I tabbed out after the
It's
mission
my
was
fault.
over, and I was like, "Oh hey, someone
say
posted
something,
a
Louis?
thing somewhere. Let me check
No.
it." And it was you streaming.
Why didn't I?
Is
Yes,
this,
more powers.
is this really my...
I also just love this game's lore. It's one of the big reasons I actually want a sequel.
I'm still trying to process the fact that I've been a Warhammer fan for 4 months.
You know the funny thing is, I mean, you've been a Warhammer 40k fan, not a Warhammer fan.
Warhammer Fantasy, like, we always specify fantasy.
Yeah.
Because 40k took over the Warhammer, like anyone says Warhammer, that's what they think of.
Yeah, that's why I said, yeah, you've been a 40k fan.
No, fuck the fantasy.
I mean, I actually do like the fantasy, but that's also because
I don't.
I've had some, once again, I view it on the tabletop level, not on the wargamer level.
That's all anyone ever talks about, so no, fuck that.
Yeah. Once again, it's the same reason
there,
why
Louis.
I had
Are your
positive
glasses
views
done
on
for the day?
40k versus you.
Is Cruz awake?
Like 90% of everything that I know about Warhammer Fantasy is from Total War, the fucking RTS game, and you know how I feel about RTS games.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Since you like Darktide, you might like Vermintide.
No, I won't. I've seen it.
What did the professor
You don't think so?
He
Alright.
said... well, there's no
Darktide
cure
had
like the
stuff
other
that,
stuff.
basically it added everything that I wanted from the Left 4 Dead games, and Vermintide was like one step before giving me everything that I wanted.
So,
Okay, so it's close where you might enjoy it, but overall it's not your cup of tea.
Could be worse.
Yeah, it's right up there with Skyrim, where it was like when I played it for the first time, like I borrowed someone's 360 copy, and I remember saying, "It's so close, I can almost enjoy it, but I can't enjoy it." And then I got it on PC, and it's like, I can fix everything.
Enough about that.
Have you seen the small differences between Vermintide 1 and 2? Or,
I didn't pay much attention. I just know that the gameplay wasn't for me.
alright. The fun thing is, in that one, you are a large, if you want to be the fire person, you are a large, scary woman.
yeah. The professors are devoting all their time to research.
Oh
lately.
yes, the flame atronach.
Cruz.
Pretty much. She is pretty much a flame atronach.
We're having a hard time suppressing what's causing the rejection.
I will say one of my favorite little itty bits about
I see.
in Warhammer Fantasy is halflings can't learn magic because they're immune to the corruption of Warpstone. So it's
Too
literally,
pure for this line of work.
so it's literally. I mean, you say that I played a halfling pimp. You say too pure for this world. I say too busy. Too
I
busy
didn't
to.
say world. I said occupations. Line of work is what I said.
Oh, no. In my case, it was I got too much money to make.
No one would want to relive that.
I ain't
Power
catching.
and the money.
I-
Money and the power.
I couldn't stop Cruz from going.
I
into a
ain't catching
frenzy.
your rat person cancer.
So many people lost their lives, including my sister. I wanted to forget my frailty.
It's one of my favorite things about the lore. Is just straight up. Oh yeah, these halflings
But
in the world.
If we
They're
can
the only
find
ones
the
who aren't,
source and ensure a
horribly
stable
affected by
supply
this
of blood
shit.
beads, then revenants will be freed from their thirst.
Nah, I'd win.
It's like the rats. Yeah, they're cracked
Once
out
that
on it.
happens,
Everyone else,
we'll no
they get
longer be
horribly
an enemy
mutated.
for
They either get
Silver's
horribly
levy
mutated
system.
or magic from it, and
Humans
usually
and
that
revenants
still has the
will
problem of
finally be able to live together
exploding
in
into
peace.
demons. The halflings.
I'm going to
Fuck
take
that shit.
responsibility for my past.
Too pure for this line of
I
work.
think it's the least I can do.
I'm sitting here being jolly short man with. I'm being
Then
here being
stop
jolly
talking
short,
about
not
it.
having shoes.
Let's get it done. Are we ending
a
this
different line of
nightmare or
work.
what?
No.
You
That's
can't
touching
charge
things
forward
with the,
if
you-
the lack of shoes.
The person in management position.
Yeah.
Indeed. I do wish I had actually came up with a pimp name joke. At the time, I was just more happy to just continue with the game and not like weigh it down with trying to think of a name.
A pimp named Lightfoot. You gotta say
We
the
have
whole
to
thing.
keep going. That's all. Come on. Let's pin down.
I think I
What
had.
do you think we should do? A pimp named Lightfoot?
I think another reason I love that joke is like y'all gotta remember, it doesn't. If you're going with a full name like that, it doesn't have to be a pimp name. It can also just be Father Blank, Papa Blank, Daddy Blank,
Not an ideal
and
battle.
things of that nature. Oh fuck, this motherfucker. Oh, I forgot. I knew they were in this area. I didn't know they were this early. As you would expect from a large, scary man with white hair, they're unpleasant. Yeah, like that. And like any scary man with long white hair, having another Asian man with a big sword is another way to solve the problem.
Completely unrelated. Aelin's Tail just got another update.
What got an update?
Aelin Tail.
Oh.
It's a very tiny update, so it's probably just like a bug fix or something.
Mind your step now.
It's either this is progress or this is...
1 point. It's just a little bit dilated from my appointment earlier. I can't tell if that's a 0 or 9, but it's like it's less than 2 megabytes.
Alright, I'll make sure that updates soon.
Here we go, patch notes. Excess sacred stones will be removed from storage. Toxic dams can now be damaged with dual sickles. And the day's
as ordered.
stat is now
New
saved
ladder.
correctly. Yeah, it was just a little patch.
Oh, we got new weapons. At some point. Or that was just a weapon I didn't know we had.
Si, senor.
So, you want to know something funny? This thing I'm wearing, the...
That's funny.
What?
You said yes, I wanted to make sure that you said.
God damn it. It's, this
Did I
little...
say asshole? I'm
Bring it any
Yeah. This little cloak...
talking about being a... Yeah, okay, I'll show you.
Yeah, you're good. But, the cloak I'm wearing, I don't usually wear. I, usually like to set these things to be invisible just because most of them, while they look neat, I like to have my character's outfit on display.
No capes.
You're
But
expected to pull your
I
own
decided to put it on
jam.
because I got the commission for the thumbnail. I'm like, well, I actually ended up picking the one that was used in the thumbnail at random. I just wanted to either be a stinger type, which is this, like the long tails, or a thorn type, which is my overall favorite, which I will show exactly what those things do. So I remember right, this area actually ends with one, or I can get one here. If not, I'm just gonna buy one.
Oh, hey, did you see my thing? You can posted a cat on the toilet.
I might have. I'm not sure.
I I have successfully picked a padlock in under 30 seconds.
That's one.
Congratulations. What brand?
Back in, it is a trainer.
Okay, so it was not a master lock.
Yeah, it's made of, yeah, no, well, if you can't pick a master lock, you need a new line of work.
I mean, the average everyday
It's the
person.
easiest brand to
You
open
have to
up.
take
I
whatever
think they're the
you
second
use.
easiest. Because there are
I
some.
did say they're like
Yeah,
easiest.
like there are some. From what I know, there are some master locks that are like at least still decent at doing their job. Oh, motherfucker!
Yeah, this one's a transparent acrylic, so you can see all the parts.
I actually do think
And
those
and I accidentally broke it.
locks are- Oh no!
The cylinder popped out of its socket, and because it's out of place, the springs put the locking mechanism that hold the shackle in place. The springs tension shot down into the recess, and now I can't put the cylinder back into place.
Dude, you were here from when I was getting the last time I streamed this, right? When I was.
No.
You weren't around when I was getting beat up by the stripper?
I hope someone jumped into this stream at that exact second.
To hear the words, you weren't here while I was getting beat up by a stripper?
Yes.
Yeah. The sec.
I know the boss. There's like the pole dance twirling kicks you in the face and the ankles in the face again.
Numbers like
Yes.
that are a
Bring
hassle.
it anytime.
Yeah, I remember that boss because I played the game like 2 times.
Yeah. I beat her during the last stream, which, it turns out I didn't just beat her. I beat her like 16 levels under level.
It was good, man.
Yeah. Even funnier.
Last 2 times I popped in were unresponsive and you're playing Risk of Rain.
Yeah, I was just not
Ship
in
is
the
stuck
best
on that
mood,
thorn.
so I was like, alright, I do want to stream, but it's just gonna be another no commentary one just
I should have you sit in on one of mine.
for.
That didn't
I mean, I'm
take
happy
too
to
much
sit in on the
effort.
streams.
That's what I call a leap of
No, I'm
faith.
happy to
For-
join
for
you
like-
for recordings.
Like the Fallout 4 Warhammer stuff that I've been doing.
Oh, happily.
Yeah, I'm like fucking 60 hours in and I just killed it.
I want you to remember I've never beaten that game.
How far did you get?
God damn it. I
You
know.
cheated in the run.
I know at least in one of my runs I've gone and saved
you're up
Nick.
Okay, so you basically got through the first act there.
I don't
No
think I've
longer
ever dealt.
prepared.
I've met the underground before.
Alright, so let me break it down for you without spoilers. By the way, do you know how the story ends?
I know it's one of the few endings is
Choose your ground well.
is the option to join each group. At least the Minutemen ending can end with you never really interacting with the Brotherhood.
Well, you can actually never have the Brotherhood show up ever.
How do you do that? And I want.
By going through the wrong door. Their entire appearance in the game is dictated upon you knowing that you're supposed to go out a different door than you came in.
Oh my god, that's funny.
If you
got something we
if you
can
don't
use?
go through the intended door, their trigger to spawn never flags, so they don't come in.
Okay, yeah, that was a special move.
Anyway, so here's the thing. The first act is leaving Vault 111, and that ends when you rescue Nick. Act 2 starts when you go back to the Valentine, Texas agency and get put on the trail of Conrad Kellogg.
I think I was supposed to go.
bald dude.
I think at least I was at the point of looking for him.
And then the third act starts after you confront Kellogg and get your next objective to get into the Institute. Honestly, if you know what you're doing and you just do only the main quests, you can beat the entire game in like an hour and a half.
I'm unsurprised by that.
Yeah, because it's simple. You leave Vault 111, you go to Diamond City. Well, actually, you don't even go to Diamond City. You go to Park Street Station at Swan Pond. Go down there, rescue Nick, then go to Diamond City, which since he's already in Diamond City, the gate's open, so you can skip talking to Piper. And once you're at Kellogg's agency, you figure out, oh, it's this guy Kellogg. He has a house here. Let's go get the key. You get the key, go in, or you just pick the lock if you're good enough. You get into his house. You find out he's going to be at Fort Hagen. You go to Fort Hagen. You deal with him. And then you have to join a faction, so the easiest one to do is you go rescue them, you meet them in Sanctuary, you do like 2 favors, and then you're in. Then you can build the thing, transporter, and then you go to the Institute and you're done.
Huh.
I mean, that's really glossing over it. Like, you gotta get through the Institute and figure out which ending you want there. But other than that, that's basically it. Go to Park Street Station, rescue Nick, deal with Kellogg, get into the Institute.
Always
done.
look forward to this.
If the entire day-night system wasn't on a 48-minute timer,
What do you think that is?
you could basically beat the entire story in an in-game day or 2.
What do you think of the new Cloak Zero?
Shiny.
I'm right. This is actually a gift improving one, so my magic is strong. Yep. I still think this one should have been Thorns. Just because it looks a little silly as the feathers around the under the waist disappear. Zero, would you believe that all these vampires are government made?
Yes.
Not at all surprising to you?
Alright. The next time you see a bird, I only half joke, thanks China. They started building drones first, and then they published it and showed videos of them doing it and testing them, and they're a real thing.
You know what's worse about that? I don't doubt there's already been plenty of Americans doing that. You know, the weird ones.
Oh, did you hear the UK government, well, specifically the British government, just yesterday or so, authorized a £50 million program to dim the sun.
On one hand, Yzma would be proud.
Over England.
I will be very impressed if anyone gets why I made that joke.
Over England, where the only places that get less sun than England are in the Arctic and Antarctic circles.
I thought there were parts of the Netherlands that get less sun.
No, there are parts of the Netherlands that get more sun.
I imagine there are parts of almost everywhere that get more sun.
Yeah, because England arguably statistically gets the least amount of sun outside of Europe.
The sun hates England that much, so they're trying to show that they feel the same way.
Yeah, and so their government authorized a £50 million program to dim the sun over England. After just spending, I think it was like a 200 million or 20 million, something like it was like 20 or 200 million pound program to install solar panels on all government buildings.
Like, one of those things is less stupid than the other. And not a supervillain
First
plot.
of all, they set up solar panels in England.
Well, I mean, that's not the worst thing because they still do get an amount of sun.
Yeah, it'll offset the meter by like 10%. It's better than no percent.
Yeah.
But on top of that, all right, they set up solar panels in England and now they're trying to dim the sun
Yeah.
over England.
That one I'm going to. I've never been more sure of. All right, I need to look at the rest of this story.
But wait, there's more. They're
dangerous
doing
to
it to
pay too much
combat
attention
global
to your
warming, a term that has not been used by those
This is a happy
organizations and groups of people for like 15 years now.
You know, the incorrect term, meaning
Nice work, Eagle Eye.
this is
The
not
outdated
just.
term.
Yeah, this is not just a plan. This is very clearly planned by the people who don't know what they're actually doing and don't actually, and likely have been saying global warming isn't real for a while.
And do you know why, even if you believe that,
Time for another
it
round.
won't
Map
work?
of the depths. Let's take it
Because
to
that's not
Hades.
how that works.
Well, that and if they block out the sun, it inhibits photosynthesis, which is the process where the plants take in CO2,
What's that?
greenhouse
We're pretty
gases,
far from the city
It's
ruins.
like
and spit out nitrogen and oxygen.
this
So
motherfucker
if
shot
you
me.
inhibit that, then you're gonna get more greenhouse gases over England.
Well, I'm just gonna, I should go back and just take the rest.
So no matter how you cut it, their plan cannot
on.
work.
Once again,
On my way.
Let me rephrase that. Their announced plan that they've told the public cannot work.
yeah, no. It's Yzma. Apparently, when no one was looking, Yzma became real and then took over the government. Because if you don't know, in the original cut of The Emperor's New Groove, back when it was called The Kingdom of the Sun, that was her plan, to blot out the sun.
No harm in being
There is even a song for it called Snuff Out the Light. It's amazing. Because A, it's Eartha Kitt singing. And B, it's just
We're gonna take
a really, really good song.
we're gonna take the sun. We're gonna put it in a box. We're gonna put that box in another box. We're gonna put that box in another box and then ship it, mail it to myself, and smash it with a hammer.
Come on, at least say the last part with
fall
the
here.
with the right amount of enthusiasm.
I can't. People are sleeping.
Smash it with a hammer!
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I'm currently home alone with the
we're in
only
the
thing here
enemy's
being
den.
a cat. He's likely to be
You know what I've been doing to fill the void of like maybe 2 viewers on my recent Fallout stuff?
abducting people?
No, I've been singing along to the hymns of the Sisters of the Sacred Flower.
Oh yeah, no. If I'm not careful, my brain does just kind of click over and I start singing. It hasn't happened
Yeah,
yet.
well, thankfully these are all fan songs, so they're not copyrighted.
Oh yeah, no. The one that's currently like furthest ahead in my mind is Toxic Love.
Would you like a sample of my horrible singing without any music to accompany it?
You mean more than the samples I usually get? Sure.
Thrives in the quiet and simple but pure.
Motherfucker!
The candle lit in the worker's shrine. A mother's prayer for a child's safe time. The steady hands that forge the blade. The simple acts through which faith are made.
Apparently one of these things did not care for your singing and decided I should suffer.
Or it was so good that you needed supper to bow down.
You're not terrible. I've definitely heard far worse singing. And then there's even worse.
At least I learned how to undulate my voice.
And then there's even worse dancing. That was Olympic level. Olympic level bad. I don't allow people to forget. I refuse to live in a world where that woman can live that down.
Did you hear about the musical play that someone put on?
They did what?
Some people put on like a musical based on that performance,
Oh,
and the fucking bitch called the cops for a cease and desist, or the government for a cease and desist, and shut them down.
all right. This place is this area is convoluted too. Or is it, no. This is either the boss or this is a turn.
I'll know in 30 seconds.
Yeah, like I'm... Okay, this was the boss. Because since I'm going for the bad end of this run, it's actually better for me not to go pick up all the parts to my blood codes, which are basically classes in this game. The upside of that means, because I'm not repairing all of them, I'm actually getting different blood codes than I did on my first playthrough. The fun part is, I'm still at the very least doing one more playthrough of this game. Where I get the neutral ink. Also, this is supposed to be the first actually like proper major dangerous boss.
This is the real thing.
Dark Souls has the Lord Souls, Great Souls. We have successors. He is not immune to more propaganda.
You're not immune to 30-year-old alcohol.
Do I look like Sean? Let's not this time.
Speaking of Sean,
We are running Pathfinder. I have a plan. There are certain plans I've had for each, like each year gone. Some are definitely more fleshed out than others. Yeah, which is actually going to be more fun for me. Because I want you to remember, you are the brain cell, and Sean's character at least has common sense and like moderate intelligence. You are now operating at a deficit of intelligence.
Abbott and Costello.
Oh, that feels good. That feels so much like my first playthrough. Yeah, and I'm saying that in a good way. It's just the same feeling of accomplishment. Because I was so scared of this boss when I first actually came up to him. And here's the his weapon. This game is actually very kind about giving you new weapons. Every it's either every boss or every major or every big boss like that gives you a weapon. I do think the bitch I beat a second ago actually did give me something. I just forgot about it. Maybe not. But I know a lot of the bigger ones do. For all I know, she gave me one of these and I really didn't notice it.
Steel-shod boots upon the ash.
Boy, I want to put this back on.
Which are fading beneath our grasp. The world condemned, its fate is sealed. No plea escapes, no wounds revealed. Eyes like voids, cold and hollow. Shadows sketch where silence follows. No voices rise, no prayers remain. Only justice masked in pain. How's that?
That was good. Also, I find it so funny. Zara, you ever find an item and you're like, oh, I like the way this
where are
looks,
you
but you know
dragging
for a
us
fact
off
that
to
it will
next?
get you killed? Like, you know, the reason is
Why?
because you know that this makes you squishier.
Blood vein here leads to the old city ruins.
No, because usually I just find exploits to nullify it.
Wait, hold on a second. Shouldn't it lead from the old city ruins?
Yeah, unfortunately this game doesn't do that.
Not with that attitude.
Like, there are exploits and there are absolute ways I can, like, just sit here and try to go wild with my blood,
Look at that.
with my blood code, and absolutely crank my defenses. But that would also very much nerf what I can do combat wise.
So how often do you make psychers?
How often do I get to play? The real question is, how often do I actually get to play the tabletop, actual tabletop game?
That's...
Or are you just saying that as the whole concept of a glass cannon?
Sure. No, not as the concept.
Careful. It's the
Is
hunter.
that your favorite
Is that woman his partner?
In the future,
thing? I guess.
It has become my favorite thing just because it lets me do silly shit. But there are times I have actually sit there, looked at the system, and be like, okay, it could be fun to play something else. And so, because I haven't played the system much, I am looking forward to chances to mess around.
The reason I asked is there's this really fun song. I just sang a little section of it. It's all about psychers, indirectly. Let me. What's the word?
I was waiting for you to see what.
Your story is, but
I was waiting for you to see what happens and see if you would do that whole I have many questions thing.
I was tapped out. I'm sorry. I only have one monitor.
Same.
I'm a fucking pleb. I know.
Actually, you of all
How do
people.
you do, fellow?
Actually, you of all people, I expect you to have two.
What the?
I live on a budget of barely 10,000 a year.
Where'd they go? What just happened?
Well, no, there is something else you'll probably be able to. Whenever I do get around to streaming Borderlands 3, you'll get to extra shit on that.
You better be careful on Borderlands. They updated their everything.
When you
Most of the EULA though.
I'll check it. It'd be weird if they stopped people from streaming it.
It wasn't.
No, it's way worse than that. They, if you agree to the EULA update, you are agreeing to give them all of your personally identifying information, short of your social security number, your phone number, your home address, your ISP data.
Fools! Ha!
Things like
I'm legally homeless.
Yeah, there's been like this mass boycott with like everyone who was playing the game, or like
But yeah,
mass uninstalling, review bombing the games. And,
I'm not gonna review bomb, but right this second, I am at least going to both of those are being removed from my console, at least for now, just in case they try to say having it on the console somehow lets them get away with that bullshit.
Yeah, I did the same thing with GTA 5 back in 2015, right when it came out on PC, and then like a few weeks later they updated the EULA to where if you mod single player, you'll get your account banned for online play.
Yep.
And I already had installed some mods on it.
I think that's good.
There's simple stuff like texture packs and things like that.
Yep, and that is Borderlands uninstalled.
Anyways, this song, let me dictate one of the verses.
Yep.
As to what it has to do with psychers. Warp-born filth, your flames expire, stripped of mind, consumed in fire. No whispered lies, no psalm, no creed, only judgment, cold decreed.
That's some anti-psycher BS, and I will smite someone for it.
It's the Sisters of Silence.
Oh, the bald bitches.
The ones who go around hunting psychers.
I know, and they bald. I'm going to make fun of them for it.
No, they're not completely bald. They shave most of their head.
Chrome domes.
And then they have like high ponytails.
They look like a carton of murder eggs.
Carton of murder eggs? I'm gonna put that one in the back pocket.
Listen, if I if I ever do merch,
I've got to tell you, where do you draw the line on making fun of hateful groups of people?
the hateful ones, I do not draw a
Yeah.
line.
Okay, the next time I see anything regarding like skinheads or something, I'm gonna call them a carton of what would you say, murder eggs or something? A carton. Listen, you degenerate carton of murder eggs
Nicola, are you there?
or something. I'll workshop it.
Listen, thanks to if there were ever a time for me to start trying to make merch, I feel like that might be where I need to start. just,
You shouldn't sleep so late.
just a psychic character I've made, standing in front of what looks like eggs, just dressed as Sisters of Silence.
Where?
I told you. Like, if you...
You should totally license that.
I might. I definitely... That might...
Do it. Commission it and then slap it on a shirt and say, "Hey, Games Workshop, I know you
Where
absolutely
am
hate
I?
everybody, including yourselves, but I want to do some licensing."
Nicola. Wait!
Maybe workshop how you phrase it.
Yeah. He's like, I could definitely... I might be able to get away with it under fair use, anyway. Because that absolutely would fall under
I
parody.
want to keep me as safe.
Like Space King.
You see that child there?
Tear it to bits.
Oh no. He's you've seen gameplay of Bloodborne, right?
I've seen a commercial once.
Did you ever see the Whirligig saw, also known as the pizza cutter?
Nope.
Oh. Look it up real quick. Just look up Bloodborne pizza cutter. Rather than trying to get you to spell Whirligig.
A dream?
Also, Whirligig is very fun to say. Would you
Bold
believe?
of you to assume I wasn't able to figure out the first 2 tries.
Oh no! I imagine it's not that hard to spell, but it's also one of those words that you look at and it's very easy to second guess yourself.
Yeah, the issue is I've never been good at spelling things out loud. I always have to write them down.
Also, would you believe that redhead is the person who fixes my weapons?
But that means...
I'm waiting to see a redhead. You warp-born filth. That one? Laying on the side of the bed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd believe it.
She also used to be a pretty dangerous warrior. She's one of those characters who's like, well, I didn't like how I felt after a lot of that shit. And I didn't like how much people around me were terrified of me, so I think I'm gonna just start taking care of everyone's weapons so they come home safe instead of, inflicting nightmares on others.
No tongues to beg, no breath to spare. A
What
quiet
exactly is
doom
going on
fills
here anyway?
poison air.
Why does
The
every
black
blood
ships
vein we
call,
find lead back
the
to the old
lost
city
are
ruins?
chained. No mercy
The key
here,
to
no
finding the source is
names
there.
remain.
That's all I can say for certain.
I love the fact that my clothes are fucking neon
Sure.
white.
But we've been everywhere we can.
I wash
Try
out
here.
cameras if someone takes a picture of me.
Like
You
my
know the
back in
statue of the
sun.
goddess in the ruins?
I mean, look at
There's
it.
a
Look at
mechanism inside
my.
of it.
I used
Listen,
magic bleach.
90% of
So
my
that's what
wardrobe is black.
Hey,
'Cause I went with black, white,
Are
and
you sure
cyan
you
just to
should
see
be
how it
up
would
and
look,
about?
and it didn't look as ugly as I expected,
Yeah,
so I was
it's
happy.
okay. Sorry for causing you so much trouble.
Also,
I'm
shockingly,
fine now.
she is the mascot of
hope I'll
this
get a
game
chance to
for
repay
some
you.
reason.
Blondie?
Yeah,
That
Yeah, I know.
information is more
it's
than
weird because she is the third companion you get. I mean,
There
she's
is
a
favor
decent
I'd
one.
like to ask.
She's the first range specialist.
Did you see that video for Ogrins?
I think I might have.
I'd like you to tell me how to get here.
Kind of a banger.
I'm still surprised
Please,
that
it's-
our actual companion isn't
It's
the.
really important to me. I'll pay you back, I promise.
Like, out of everyone.
Mascot?
Yeah.
I'd love to tell
Or
you.
even Louis in his
If I
one
knew.
eye.
I'm not sure of the path there myself. Other than that, it's sealed
Hell,
off by my asthma.
Just if they wanted to really be funny, they could have just tried to make Yakumo a discount ruining
I don't mean
Kenshin.
to make demands of you.
Quick question.
It's
you
not
want to jump
impossible,
over
though.
onto Darktide for a bit?
I'm trying to
We were
think
able to
because I
pass
know the
through
next
the
area I'm
miasma.
about to go into.
Thanks to our friend here.
I'm just asking because I like to start at the top
If you
of the
decide
hour,
to stay
and
with
it's
us.
5 minutes to the top of the hour.
I'm sure we'll
Yeah,
find a
let me
way to the
save.
snowy
I'm
mountain
going
I also
to.
don't know how long you're going to be awake.
Yeah, I mean it's
Of
only
course, you would need to help us out with
6:55.
our objective first.
I'm glad to
For
do
you.
whatever you need me to.
but sure.
As long as I end up reaching my destination.
I have streamed this fucking playthrough of Fallout way more than anything
We have a deal.
else.
But, like I said,
Good to have
I'm
you
going
along.
to let this go through, save, and then in the stream and start a new one for Darktide.
Likewise.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Well, great.
set up my
I guess that's
creator
settled then.
dashboard over on the big mean green site.
You are now officially one of our friends.
I shouldn't, but I also kind of want to
Friends?
order food right now.
I'm
I know if my
Yakumo.
mom finds out, she will
This
not be happy.
brainiac here is Louis, and where'd
Also, I'm
Murasame
pissed
and
off at
Io get
myself.
to?
I mean,
Because
if that's okay.
I thought I ordered 2 burgers earlier
It is.
because it was a 2-for-1 sale. So
Actually,
hey,
I don't
when
think
I
we've
was
gotten your
first
name yet.
checking out, it looked like it still had the 2 in there. Then when it arrives, nope,
Oh,
I only ordered the
I'm
1.
Mia Karnstein, and I'm good in a fight
shitted
if you
in
guys
it,
ever need the help.
I mean, it's not like I lost money or anything on it, but it's still
Yeah.
annoying.
You sure did a number on Yakumo.
Seriously, that really hurts. Glad to have you on our side, Mia.
Don't bring up Jack. He's sitting there waiting for his chance to beat my ass. Whatever happened with the order, though, I'm very happy because if I were to try to order it now, it would cost me like $10 more.
Yeah.
And it's funny because DoorDash technically doesn't do surge pricing.
Mountain of Gear has been conquered. Everyone's stuff is
I
fixed
gotta
up
take
and
off
ready
all
to
my
go.
shield.
You're an angel, Murasame. Sorry we're always piling up the work on you.
Well, you'll find the source for sure this time, right? I look forward to hearing your report when you get back.
I would say I at least got through 2
Look at all this
bosses.
stuff. Did you gather it
And I
yourself?
have technically cleared, I would call
you're
it the
feeling
first
better.
act of this
That's
game.
great. I was worried about you. Hey, you and I are about the same age, aren't we? We're gonna be besties. I can tell.
But, oh, good lord.
She's like that with everyone.
Zero, what's an
Just
area
smile
in a
and nod
game
and
you
it'll be
like,
fine.
but the area itself makes you hate the game a little bit every time you get there?
Now, those aren't for you, Io.
What?
We wouldn't want you
I
to
said,
get
what
hurt.
is an area in a game you like, but the area itself kind of
That's
makes
right.
you hate the
No
game
need to rush
during the time
recklessly
you're in
into
it.
battle. There are people waiting for us at home after all. And without them, well, where would we be?
Oh, Yakumo looks sad.
Give me a break. And don't look at me like that. It's
Because
no big deal, okay?
for me and most people, this next one is about to be it.
My friends are important. They're like family to me. My friends were all scattered after the Great Collapse.
Mito!
I don't even know if any of them survived.
If I had to say
But
something,
every
I
time we
would
go somewhere
probably...
new, I keep an eye out for them.
Probably
Anyway,
the
I count myself lucky. I went through some really nasty rejections.
jungle section.
Back when I became a revenant.
5.
Honestly, I was
What?
right on the brink of
I was
losing
gonna say,
myself.
what, the jungle area, the jungle
It
slash
was
village
my
area of Resident Evil
friends
5?
that pulled me back,
no.
kept me safe.
Bunch
of sentimental fools.
Metal Gear Solid 3. My issue is
I'll keep him safe,
it's so narrow and
no
linear.
matter what happens.
Despite being a jungle.
Yeah.
That's how much my
I mean-
friends
Like, there's only
mean to me.
one path that you can take. Whereas, like, you go
Now
to,
I've
like,
got 3 more sheep to look
the
after.
swamp.
A man's work
You
is
got, like,
never done.
3 different paths that you can take, and there's
So
a bunch of
just
open spaces
don't
and
worry
that you
about
can
it.
move around between everything. You get into, like, the bases. You can go between stacks of crates and things like that. There's ways around things. Here, you have a path and, like, a clear in this
Well,
section of the
you're
map.
in awfully
Then
high
you transition
spirits.
to the next cell, and you have a path
What do you
with
mean?
a clearing and a path with a clearing.
Normally, you've got eyes like a dead fish.
I just realized there is something I could order that is
But now,
a place that's
you
literally on the
actually seem
corner and
alive
just
for
pick it
once.
up. It would take me like 10 minutes.
Yeah, fucking do it.
I'm
Save
just
on the
glad you
delivery
found
fee.
some friends to cheer you up.
No, the only thing is like, am I really about to do that to my lower intestine? Because it's just a massive thing. Actually, wait, no, I won't. I just remembered I still have the leftover stuff to make tacos, so I'll do that real quick.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's like the only reason I got the burger
I
earlier is because I
suppose
just
you're right.
really had a craving for it.
I am going to hit the live button now.
Yeah, I'm about to end my stream because the cutscene's finally ending. I don't mean finally, I think it's a bad cutscene. It's just more of, just the timing of it.
It looks like
Speaking of
everyone
timing,
has
I'm 1
gone to
minute late.
rest. It's you have
Bum
been
bum
healed.
bum.
Recently.
All 'cause of you
feels
yapping
but
like a-
it can't. I
never
have to
mind.
continue. It's a
Off with her head.
It could be. I'm not
I
sure.
was just gonna say you were yapping like a
It's a
woman.
feeling as though something
I
is
know what I
pushing
said.
me.
It's time to become a Doulahan.
I don't know what I said. Yo, Doolahans are kind of hot though.
You mean Lala, don't you? Alright, thanks for popping in for the Code Vein stream.
Well, her too.
Oh, God. Anyone who caught this on YouTube, thanks. This will also likely be 100% tossed into the playlist later.